Here again with another Shameless Season 5 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for those of you that are wondering, I have watched this show all the way through one time before. Just wanted to rewatch it because I know a lot of it's good, but there are some seasons that are pretty awful to watch. So right now I'm on the good stuff. But anyway, this will be Shameless Season 5, Episode 8. The title of this episode is called Uncle Carl. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing rewatching the episode. We start off with seeing Ian looking out the window of the facility that he's in, the psych ward of sorts, but it's like a voluntary sort of psych ward. And we see that Sammy says that Ian's coming home today, so let's make him feel welcomed. Frank tells the kids that he'll win the war and get his room back. Lips banging Amanda, and the lesbian is outside the door saying, "I fucking love you, Amanda." And Amanda, though, hasn't come yet, so Amanda tells Lip to continue. Debbie tells Eric that he's awesome. V is about to use a vibrator, and then a rat runs across the room as it got caught in a trap, and that freaks V out. She even throws her vibrator at the rat. And Carl got a promotion at his drug dealing job, and now he has to take a run to Michigan. Lip and Fiona go to pick Ian up. Mickey just stayed home in bed and drank beer all day. Fiona and Lip are told Ian is resisting his diagnosis. Isn't that what people that are on bipolar do? They don't think they're bipolar. So, Ian is released to Lip and Fiona. He has to take 3 pills a day, and the person gives them 3 bottles of pills. Kev sees the rat, jumps in a chair, and screams like a girl. Ian arrives home. Debbie and Carl are happy to see him. Fiona says she's moving back in. Frank is surprised that Fiona got married. Also is mad that he didn't get an invite. Lip asks Kev about starting the ice cream truck business again, but without the truck, in college dorms. Kev asks Herbert if he's ever bartended before. Do it and you can drink for free. V comes back home to visit. She has a date tonight with Eddie Murphy, not the Eddie Murphy, but somebody from her past named Eddie Murphy. She's not sure if she's going to go. Frank suggests to take Chucky to Carl on the trip to Michigan since he can't go, and to put the drugs on Chucky as no one's going to suspect him. Because of what Sammy said, Fiona's worried about Gus fucking a bunch of groupies. Sean tells Fiona to beg Gus like a dog and apologize as much as possible. Carl tapes a bunch of bags of heroin around Chucky's stomach. Kev and Lip arrive at the dorm. They're kind of setting up shop in a room where somebody attempted suicide. And Chucky and Carl arrive at the station to go to Michigan. Was it a bus station? Train station? I think it was a bus station. And the 2 police dogs immediately have their eye on Chucky and bark at him. And like the officers have the dogs on each side just barking at Chucky all of a sudden. Like, wow, that was quick. Frank gets to the hospital to have his infection looked at. The doctor says, frequent flyer Frank. Svetlana actually goes down on V, as initially V was hesitant, but she says eventually, what the hell. Svetlana's like, I cook, I clean, I do duties, husband duties. So Svetlana's job is to pleasure both V and Kev, apparently. Debbie finds out Ian flushed all of his pills down the toilet. He says they make him feel awful. We find out that Frank is the one that called the police about the drugs that are the heroin that's on Chucky. Sean tells Fiona she needs to make up her mind on what she wants. Debbie goes to Patsy's with Liam to tell Fiona that Ian flushed the pills down the toilet. Couldn't she just call with that information? She had to go there and create like a big drama scene. I'm not sure where this was in the episode. Actually, scratch that. I think I forgot something in the episode, but I'll touch on that later because I still got a lot of more notes to talk about. Let me get back to the point that I was at. And then Lip makes a school payment in cash. The financial aid guy suggests just to take a semester off and save some money. And Lip gives this big story about what would he tell his brother and sister and all that. And Fiona has a talk with Ian and says he's no more Monica than Fiona is. And this actually gets Fiona mad. And Fiona yells at V about going on the date and not to fuck up her life. Fiona tells V to figure it out with Kev. And then V tells Fiona to figure out her own shit instead of putting it on her. And then Fiona kind of gives her a nod like, oh shit, I fucked up there. Debbie goes to the Malkovich house trying to get more pills for Ian. Mickey or Iggy can't get those kind. And Mickey's standing there playing the guitar naked. Which is interesting that Debbie walked in on that, but she didn't see anything. And Debbie tells Mickey that he shouldn't drink like he's doing right now. As Frank does that stuff and it doesn't help Frank, he just ends up in having more issues. V shows up for her date with Eddie Murphy. He actually kisses her right away and then calls her breasts the names of her daughter, Gemma and Amy, I believe it is, and like thinks that that's what she's referring to as her twins. So V decides that Eddie Murphy isn't going to work out and just leaves. Fiona runs a long distance to catch Gus before he leaves to go on tour. She says he's a good guy. She respects the shit out of him, and she's so sorry for the mistake that she's making, but she really wants to be with him and that she's learning. And her and Gus kiss, and then he tells her joining him during this in the van is a bad idea. Ian is laying in the dirty pool that they have outside. Debbie puts on her performance at the hospital. She says she sees knives. She's acting crazy. She's basically trying to get the pills that Ian gets, but it doesn't work because she has to go through a bunch of different people, and the doctor won't sign off on it because he needs to talk to her physician. And then we have chaos at the Gallagher house. Sammy's yelling at Carl about the Chucky situation, and Sammy actually called the police on Carl, and Carl was arrested. Now, there's a point in the episode, I don't know exactly where it happened, where we go back to the alibi and everybody's partying. Kermit's like laying against the wall, like messed up. So Kermit was put in charge of the alibi. Frank had walked in. So Frank actually just goes behind the bar himself, makes him a drink, and then sees the rat that V had seen and Kev, and like slides a shot to the rat and drinks that himself. And that was a pretty funny moment. So I don't remember exactly where that was in the episode, but I don't think I talked about it. But I've got a few more paragraphs here. And then Carl's going to be questioned, and Carl says he wants a fucking lawyer, motherfucker. V calls Kev, but Kev's passed out naked next to a chick who's also naked. And then the episode ends with Mickey coming to see Ian, and he actually lays next to him. So Mickey is forgiving Ian for stealing his kid. And there may have been an end-credit scene. I just realized I stopped the episode right when it ended. So if there was one, I missed it. So what I'll do is I'll watch that. I just realized that now. I'll watch the end of that episode over, and then in my next Shameless review, if something of note happens, if something does happen, which they don't always have a mid-credits scene, I will touch upon that in my next Shameless review. So the episode ends. You've heard what I have to say about it. I'm going to score the episode a 9.0 out of 10. I think it was a really impactful episode for like V and Kev. You have Fiona dealing with her issues of randomly cheating on people with people's brothers and exes. And I'm going to score this one a 9.0 out of 10. My characters of the episode are going to be Fiona, just because she put on a great performance. And the male character of the episode, while I want to give it to Cav or Lip, I think Carl is deserving of the male character of the episode. And obviously some stuff goes down with Carl. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. It doesn't seem like it, but if I get 3 or 4 more likes on a video, it does help out with the algorithm and the video gets recommended to more people. I know it's not a specific reaction video, which would do better. I just don't want to take the time of editing stuff and then having a copyright strike and being frustrated with those. So that's why I just talk instead of showing a video of me watching the episode. Plus, I've already seen the entire series of Shameless. So me watching it, doing a official reaction, even though I do my reaction after just watching the episode, it just wouldn't work out. But smash the like button to help me out with the algorithm. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section about what you think about this episode. What would you rate this episode of Shameless, and who, if you had to choose, would be your character of the episode? You could do a male and female if you want, or just one. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, click right here to see my Shameless series finale rant video. I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but I did do a video about the series finale of Shameless that I did not like. But make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev most certainly will return.